So I'll be presenting the next award. This award goes to the top marksmanship cadet. This is selected from the squadron range team. Our range team competed this year at various competitions, of which I was a coach of the team. The award is going towards the leader of the cadet. He certainly scored the highest score on his marksmanship targets, but it's also being presented for his leadership skills on the range team as well. And this award is presented to Sergeant Petrie. Well done, Petrie. I would now like to call upon the training officer, Captain Phokius, to present the Captain M.H. Phokius Award for Top Instructor. This award is presented to, or else you take over. It will be more formal at the annual parade. We'll have an official MC.
So we're very happy to present this award tonight to the top instructor. This is a person that not only shows leadership, comes out, prepares for classes, inspires the cadets at their training on a regular basis, but also inspires other instructors to be better and to be organized, to do better, to work together, coaches the team to make sure that all the instructors are on the same page, are working cohesively, and are coming out inspiring the cadets. I'm happy to present this award to Ward Officer First Class Sayed.
Squadron Drill Team Officer, I will present the next award to the top cadet in drill. And this award goes to the cadets that are a member of the drill team. Our drill team this year competed in a very long time. They haven't actually been to competition in the past several years, and this year they actually competed in their first competition and did remarkably well. We've had a group of cadets that are first-year cadets. The majority of them are first-year cadets, have never done drill ever, and they did a remarkable job. So the top two cadets receiving the top drill award goes to Corporal Ashraf and Corporal Malcolm. Sir. Salute. To the front, salute. We'll now like to call upon our standards officer from the Royal Regiment of Canada, Corporal Gaduri, to present the top uniform award.
So, I'm Corporal Kaduri, I'm the Standards Officer at 330 Fortes Squadron. So, my job is basically just to make sure that every single cadet looks good on parade. Sometimes I do it very, very meanly, sometimes I do it nicely. Maybe my English will be proper, but anyway. So
this award is presented to Flight Sergeant Minnie. would now like to call upon our band officer to present the top junior band award, C.B. Jones.
So, most of you may know this already, but this is the first year in quite a while that 330 Squadron has had a band. We have a very talented group of band members, and they've been good enough to put on a series of performances for us through the course of the year. I have our awards here stratified because the band members are at various skill levels in their career. So for our junior band members, I'd like to call up
Corporal Sabotic and Flight Corporal Dabila.
So next, I'd like to acknowledge our senior band member. So this band member has been one of the key figures in our band for success. This cadet has been relied upon very heavily throughout the training year to perform administrative duties and perform a leadership role. And I'd like to present this award to Sergeant Petrie.
Next, I'd like to call upon another former commanding officer of 330 Squadron and currently our regional cadet advisor and our squadron music director to present the Major Michael Stacy Most Improved Band Award. Major Stacy.
In a few years,
Wow, and it's heavy too. So this award is presented to Corporal Loganathan and Corporal Pacheco.
put your hand on it. Right there.
So I'd like to present the next award. This award goes towards the Cadet Squadron Commander or the Squadron Warrant Officer of the unit. And this recognizes everyone who has served in the highest position the cadet can achieve at the unit, which is the Squadron Warrant Officer position. It's certainly not an easy job to do this. Warrant Officer First Class Syed has a lot of commitments with his school and his job, and certainly running the cadet squadron and a group of NCOs and working with the staff and the sponsoring committee. Nothing that's easy to do for a 17-year-old student. So this is recognizing all the work that he has put in over the past training year leading the squadron. So this is presented to Warrant Officer First Class Syed. next recognition I'd like to give out is another Commanding Officer's Commendation, and like I said at the mess dinner, for those of you who were there, this is the highest recognition that is presented at the unit level. It comes directly from myself, the Commanding Officer, and is presented to cadets or staff members or sponsor committee members that have devoted a significant amount of effort into the unit and the betterment of the cadets and the program. So tonight, I would like to present to three specific civilian instructor staff that are working with our unit. These staff members have certainly put in a lot of work into making our squadron and these cadets a better place to come to every single Wednesday night. They put in way more time than it's expected of them. They volunteer a lot of their time. Most of them, I think all of them don't get paid by the military. They're civilian volunteers. And they've certainly dedicated a huge amount of effort into our squadron. So I'd like to call upon three of our civilian staff to receive their CO's commendations. CI Elise Materno, civilian volunteer Jesse Jones, and CI Narendra Manali. For the night, and this goes to an individual that has also put in a huge amount of time into our squadron, and certainly was not expected to do so. This is going to be presented, and I'll tell you his name right now, Major Michael Stacey. For those of you who don't know, Major Stacey is the Regional Cadet Advisor. So, unlike me, which I only have one unit to worry about, Major Stacey has, how many units do you have, sir? 15 other cadet units to worry about. 15 cadet, Air Cadet, or Sea Cadet, or Army Cadet units across the city of Toronto. And he doesn't have an easy job. He's the guy that comes in when the CO messes up, or something bad happens to the unit. So he doesn't show up, teach a few classes, and go home. No, if something goes wrong at the unit, there's a problem with anything, or someone needs advice, or needs help on something, Major Stacey is the person that they report to, or that they seek help from. He reports directly to the Regional Cadet Officer, and the Regional Cadet Officer pretty much is responsible for everything cadet related in the province of Ontario. Major Stacey has volunteered his time to come help our unit squadron band. And like Mr. Jones said, our band has sort of been struggling over the past few years. We've definitely had a band in recent years, but certainly nothing that sounds as awesome and looks as awesome as these guys. So let's give them another round of applause. So I can't tell you anymore how much this individual means to myself and certainly the band and the squadron. So I'd like to call upon our drum major and our band officer to help make this presentation to Major Stacey. So without further ado, I'd like to call upon our presiding officer for tonight to say a few quick words about the unit. Major Stacey.
Good evening, Captain John. Thank you for inviting me this evening. This is Christy from the sponsoring body. Ladies and gentlemen, staff and cadets, I am utterly moved at this moment. I was here a few years ago as the CO, and I can tell you that I wanted to plant a seed, and it's all about growth. And this program you start out at a level, and the level is 1. And we saw tonight that we end up at this position, or we end up at level 4, or whatever we do, and it's the best we do. And when I thought of planting that seed of let's grow the squadron, I didn't really see this. And I can tell you that I am completely moved and proud of all of you, and some of the people that are standing even in the squadron, and yet the staff were here when I was here. And it is outstanding to see Mr. Odette, Miss Bell, Mr. Betty, the drum major, to still be here doing what we said when I was here. And even better, and Captain John's leadership, sprinkled throughout his staff, has been fantastic. And something that he mentioned was talking about the warrant officer. And quickly, to give you some sort of analogy, I believe that greatness is perceived to be sometimes unreasonable. And what I mean by that is, if you think of, folks, the Olympic swimmer who gets up and has to go to swimming at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then swims and trains, and then at 8 o'clock in the morning is sitting in class, paying attention and doing well, then at lunchtime reviews the swimming for the evening that they go to. And they do that, repeat, and repeat. And that to you would be perceived to be unreasonable. If I asked you to do that, you'd say, what are you talking about, Willis? However, think of what you do. You come here on a Wednesday night. You polish shoes. You iron your pants, your uniform. You have deadlines and time management. And some of you put out fires, conflict management. And some of you, all of you, become leaders. And if you were to sit next to the person tomorrow and ask them to do any of the things you've done this week, they would say to you, what you talking about, Willis? Because it's perceived to be unreasonable. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is greatness. And if you continue it, you will be great. And I strongly believe that this squadron is one of the greatest squadrons in Toronto, if not the best. Lastly, I bring greetings from the Central Region Commander, Lieutenant Colonel McMillan, and our Detachment Commander, Major Lisa Burton. And I will be pleased to go back to them with a glowing report of the status of 330 Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.
Thank you, Major Stacy. So at this point, we'll move on to some more informal stuff for our weekly announcements at the end of the parade. But I'd certainly like to echo what Major Stacy said. You guys are incredibly impressive, and I'm really satisfied to have, under my first command, such a strong group of cadets and staff members and committee members, and there's certainly nothing stopping you guys from making a huge positive impact on the city of Toronto. If we continue going the way we did this year, you continue coming out in a strong group of cadets, positive attitudes, enjoying coming out to cadets every Wednesday night, there's nothing stopping us from being a huge force in the city of Toronto, making an impact for the rest of our country. So thank you all for coming out over the past year and making it sort of your final official training night of the year. So we'll give them one final round of applause. Portion. This Saturday, what's happening? We all should know what's happening this weekend. Yes. Okay. So, yes. first annual ceremonial review. This is the parade where everyone comes out and witnesses everything that you've learned over the past year. For the parents up there, like I said, it'll certainly not be anything remotely close to what we did today. There's going to be a lot more performances and a lot more guests and a lot more dignitaries showing up. The cadets will look a lot better with their tunics on. There'll be a lot more presentations happening as well. So it's definitely something that I invite all of you to come out to. Bring your friends, your family members. The more people we have in the community to support these guys, it's definitely going to have a bigger impact on them. So I strongly encourage you to come out with your friends and your family to support our cadets on Saturday. So we're meeting up this Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning. Make sure that you eat a breakfast. If you don't eat a breakfast, you're not going to have a good morning. So eat something that's actually nourishing, right? Something that will fill you up. Don't drink a lot of milk. Maybe we're going to do some drill. We're going to move around. You want to have a nice breakfast to give you that energy early in the morning. You're not going to show up in your uniform. You're going to come in civilian attire with your uniform in a bag, in a suit bag. Your boots shine, everything ready to go. You're going to look like Warrant Officer Sayed when you put your uniform. So Warrant Officer Sayed, the reason he's in the student tonight is because I want you to see what your uniform should look like. He goes to a very simple checklist in his head when he's packing his suit bag. He has my wedge in my suit bag, my tie, my dress shirt, my pants, my tunic belt, my pants, or my boots, my socks, and my pant belt, and all his badges, and his medals, and his name tag. So you go through that same checklist when you're packing this Friday night, getting ready for Saturday morning. When you put on your uniform, it should look exactly like this. Your buttons are done up, you're looking in the mirror, your tie's pulled all the way up, your wedge is still to the right. The reason you need to look good, like I said, is because everyone is coming out to watch you, including our headquarters staff, our city councilor, and the superintendent of our police division. So it's very important that you look and feel good on Saturday morning. Is that understood? Yes, sir! So we're meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning. The parents and family members, all the friends are asked to show up for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There will be lunch provided, and we'll have a reception afterwards as well. I'll turn it over to the staff for any announcements. Captain Harris?
Sir, if you received a trophy tonight or a certificate, make sure you come to this table and pick up your keeper trophy to take home with you now.
Thank you, Captain Marzliano.
Sir, I very much wish you the most amazing annual ceremonial review. I think that you've all worked very hard this the past month. You're going to look great. Make sure that in the morning you're eating a good, healthy breakfast with a lot of carbs and proteins, because you're going to need it. You're going to be working hard before and during the parade.
Thank you, Officer Cadet Thomas. Thank you, CIA Mon.
Sir, very quickly, next Wednesday, for those cadets who have been selected and who have accepted their summer course offers, next Wednesday we will have an information session for you and your parents. More information and timings will come out at annual and it'll be on the website, but that will be happening next week. So start thinking of those questions that you have, and we'll try to answer them all as best as possible next Wednesday. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That meeting is mandatory, ladies and gentlemen. So your parents, your cadets have to show up, or your parents and yourselves have to show up to that summer cadet meeting next Wednesday. It's not an option. There's a lot of stuff to pass on to you guys. CIA Banawi?
Sir, after dismissal, I need to speak with Flight Sergeant Betty, Corporal Gurmai, Flight Corporal Bogo Allen, and Maggie, sorry, excuse the rank, as well as the flag party and Cadet Bragg. Sergeant Bragg? Flight Corporal? Okay, Bragg. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay.
Sir, just quickly, the 12 cadets I saw last week that got their white belts, just don't make sure that that's added to your checklist, make sure that's good. Remember your white belt.
Thank you. C.I. Jones?
Sir, to the band, tonight, you will need to take your instruments home in preparation for the ceremony this Saturday. As a reminder, the Monday after annual, you all who have instruments and equipment signed out to you from the unit, you can bring those here on that Monday following the ceremony.
Thank you. C.I. Letourneau.
Sir, Saturday just because of time. You need to provide me your old slip-ons to get your new ones. Next Wednesday, when we do the summer information, make sure you come and see me to get your summer gear. So you got your hat, your shoes, your shorts, your t-shirts. Lastly, Canada's Wonderland, Saturday, June 7th. Only the cadets who attended 4 shifts at the Spring Tag Day fundraising weekend are eligible. I spoke to many of you, and the following cadets are coming to see me. Whether you are going or not going, you must see me. If you say you are going, you are to attend, otherwise